Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name's Deanna and today we'll be working on week number 7 of my 13 weeks of Halloween. I'm calling it week, but they will be loaded up faster than that, so you have time to gather any supplies that you need if you want to try one of these projects. So I have a pumpkin from the Dollar Tree and I have removed the twine that was in there. And I'm going to use the back. So I remove the sticker because it's much easier for me to paint this back side. Leave the front. You can use it for something else at another time or use it for your fall. This one might make it a little hard to use it for fall unless you stand up because we're going to be adding some decorative raised elements on this. So I have not done one of these. It's just in my head and I'm going to give it a try. And see how it goes. So I'm going to start by creating a night sky on this. And I'm going to start with some Anita's white paint. And I'm going to work from light to dark. All right, so I'm just going to cover this like that. And like I said, I'm going to work from light to dark. My next color I have out here is this more watery one. This is an old Deco Art Americana Wedgwood Blue. And we're going to start, and I'm going to leave my white right in the paint. And I'm going to start by adding that. And as it goes to the center, it will get lighter. And as it goes to the outside, it will get darker. And we are going to add a darker blue to the outside of this too. So right now we're getting almost like an ombre effect here. And I don't care if it goes to the outside edge because that's going to get covered, like I said, with our darker blue. And our darker blue is actually called Denim Indigo and it's by Make Market. I got that on clearance several years ago. And I can always add more of the white here. My idea is I want to get a moon in there, and the moon's going to be in the light area. So I'm going to put some more white on here, and I'm going to bring it back up into this corner here a little bit further. There we go. This is going to be a harvest moon, so it's going to be nice and big. Like I said, we're going to come back in on this. And it probably won't be that big, but I'm going to kind of keep that up in this area here. All right. I'm going to come in with some of my denim on the outside here. And I've got to get a lot darker. In there. And eventually we will come in with our black. So I'm coming in, I don't want to get all my goodies here all painted. And sometimes easier to work with paint while it's still wet. It kind of blends together, especially acrylics, unless you use the medium that extends your paint to stay moist longer than. Right. Just a little bit more dark in there. And I'm sorry if I'm not talking a lot. I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing. Okay, and I'm just going to use some Anita's black here. Just put some of that in my little paint tray there. Okay. And I'm going to bring some of that in on this outer edge here. I'm just trying to get that nice dark night sky without making it completely black. I don't want it completely black. I'm going to bring in some more of my blue here. This up here can be darker. That's the stem. Some more of my midnight blue. Okay, nice and dark. And I can tell things are starting to dry up a little bit. They're not moving as freely. So let me bring back in some of my blue here. And we can go kind of in reverse a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. A bit more of this lighter. And I'm just kind of getting some of that out of my brush there. Here we go. Okay. Let me kind of rinse my brush out a little bit here. Get some of that out of there. There we go. All right. Now with just my moist brush, I'm going to try to get my moon back in here a little bit. There we go. Yeah. So I think that looks like a decent nighttime sky. I can add maybe just one more dab of white, just a tiny dab of white in the center here. And I'm going to rinse my brush one more time, get some of that blue out of there. I just have a cup of water back behind me. Right. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. All right. Now I don't think I need any more black. I think I'm good. So we got some nice night sky. Now, I was going to spatter paint on here, but I do not have a spatter box in my room right now. So I am going to take the bottom end of one of my paint brushes and I'm going to put some white paint here. I just want it to look like maybe stars. So I'm going to put some white paint right in there. And then I'm just going to see how it goes by, I almost still want to spatter. Let me see what I could do. Yeah, that's behind the house. I think I'm gonna use this hackle box I got here maybe and see if I can spatter this. Let me see. I don't want spatter all over my computer and stuff, so let me see if I can do it. All right, I just got a white brush here, and I'm just gonna flick it with my finger just to. I'm sorry about the barking. My husband must be home. All right. This just gives it a nice look here. All right. Now you can see what that looks like. And I usually use a bigger box so I'm less likely to get a mess all over myself and my clothes. But I did not have one handy. So, all right. So I'm going to let this dry a second while I show you the next steps that I created. So with my Cricut, I have cut out the little spooky house. And this house was set at, let's see, what was it? 6 inches high. And I put some vellum behind the little pumpkin here, and I colored it orange, and then I put some vellum behind this window, did it yellow, and then there's just a piece of paper behind the cemetery stone there. It says rest in peace. I've also taken just some of my chipboard pieces, just my standard medium weight chipboard, my scraps, and I've cut them into little pieces, and I've stacked them 3 high on each other, glued them together in different areas to help hold this up. I have also cut 2 sections of fence from my Cricut. I cut them in gray because I have some other black elements I got to go on top of it. So I didn't want my fence to disappear, more or less. So these fences, I unlocked it so that I could get the dimension. It is 8 inches wide by 2 inches high. If you do not unlock it, it will not let you do that. It'll choose its own. If you choose a width, it's going to choose its height. So I unlocked it, chose my height and my width, and then locked it back, so that's what it cut at. I have also cut out this little pumpkin tier with their own little fence, and that was set at 5 inches wide. I've cut out one of the spooky trees, and this tree was, and I did not write down those measurements, so let's, I want to say like, let me see. Yeah, 5 inches. So this tree was cut at 5 inches. And again, I'm using these adorable little trick-or-treaters, and they were cut at 3 inches high. Okay. And then it chooses its width. This is the only one that I unlocked to get the exact size I wanted. All right. So we are going to use those in that. Now I also wanted an arch at the bottom. So what I did was I took a piece of scrap paper, I folded it in half, and I thought, I'm trying to figure out how deep I wanted it. I didn't want it sticking out way far. So I chose 2 inches. And you can see on here, here's my paper right here. So I made a mark at 2 inches right there. And then I just went from this corner and made an arch with my pencil to there. I then took my scissors and cut it out. So this is my template. I took just some, it's kind of like maybe a little bit heavier than cereal board. It was just a piece of chipboard from one of my paper packs. So I took that and I drew this on my template on there, and I cut it out twice, glued them together, and we are going to use that for like almost like a shelf on this. So let's go ahead and continue. Oh, I want to paint this blue or black. Let's do it. I'll get my other paintbrush that's already kind of dirty here. Let's do it the dark blues here with a little black mix in. Ooh, I just spattered everything. All right. So let's go ahead and start with this color. Give us a good base. I'm hoping it'll cover it. Might have to add paper. Now basically the only thing that's going to be seen is this edge here for the most part. And we will hot glue this. Now I thought about making it like a shelf and putting a little brace underneath, but I'm hoping that I can get away with not having to do that. All right, here we go. And I wanted to get these pretty much set up and ready. I mean, some of the things, like I wanted to show you how I planned on painting that, because I thought, well, I had not done that before. I've done some painting before, but I had not done that exact thing before. All right, so I'm going to set this aside to dry a second. All right, I still have not found my, so you'll have to excuse my fingers because they're all covered now. Let me move these out of the way, and we're going to bring that pumpkin back in here. All right, here we go. Let me, I'm going to flip this over so I'm not putting my pumpkin back in wet paint. You can see that looks like a very nice night sky. Isn't that pretty? All right, so let's go ahead and start placing some of these items on here. And to get an idea of where I want them. I think this is going to sit right about in here. So let me mark that with my pencil a little bit. So I have an idea. There we go. So I don't want the house right exactly on there. So maybe like that. This is arching a little bit, but I think as it dries, it'll probably straighten out. If it doesn't, not too worried about it. All right, so that there, my tree is not going to be raised up. That's going to be like down in here. We're going to take these pumpkins here, and they're going to stay arched like that, and we're going to put them at the base of the tree, something like that. I think I'm going to stamp a witch flying. All right, let's do that. Let's do the witch flying over the moon here. If I can find her. All right, let me see. All right, let me see here. Put her away. There she is. Sorry about the noise. I use this stamp in another project too. And I need the large brick. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Did you put everything away? All right. Now I'm going to use StazOn for this. There we go. There we go. All right. Always give it a little breath to keep it moist. Now I might have to press quite hard on this because it is kind of bowed just a little bit. And you don't have to do this. I just thought it'd be kind of cool. All right, so now if we set our house back here, looks like she's flying there. And our little tree back in here. And our, in fact, I might turn, whoops, nope, can't turn the tree that way. Apparently some of my little things were still kind of wet. Tree like that. And then our pumpkins. Yeah. And then this is going to go like right here with our fence. Okay, I'm going to start gluing some of these things down. I'm going to use my art glitter glue. And I'm going to put glue on each one of these raised points I have here. Just like so. There we go. Some of them were very narrow. This cuts the door out, this particular house. So what I did was I made some little hinges and put them on the door so that my door was open. So I still kept my door. And I gotta figure out where I've got my little things here. There we go. Crooked. There we go. Perfect. See my little door? It's open. Just gives another thing of dimension. All right. I want to hot glue this down so I know exactly where this is going. And I want to be very careful. I don't want a lot of glue. So I have to be kind of careful. This wasn't going. And I want it to I'm just wondering if I have to trim that just a little bit on the one side there. I'm just going to trim this down just a little bit. In the center. I'm doing it over top of my trash so I don't make a mess. And I'm just kind of taking out some of the center here because it looks like one was cut just a little bit longer than the other. There we go. So you can even see, just kind of get the center off. Okay. So I'm hoping to be able to keep this hidden here. And if I have to, I'll put an extra bead on the top edge so it won't be seen. Just like so, I think. I'm going to hold it just like that. Yeah, I think if I put an extra bead on that top edge, it won't be visible. I don't know what else. Like I said, I have not made one of these. Just, it was in my head, and I get something in my head sometimes, and there's just no getting out. So as you can see, it's like a little shelf. So I'm going to take a bead of glue right along here. Whoopsie. Move my tree out the way there. I'm actually going to do it right where it's already holding first. Okay. And then, hope my head wasn't in the way there. You're gonna, and that will just help adhere that. So I'm going to kind of stand it up so that glue can kind of run down. There we go. You can see it. I think it's going to turn out really cute. Don't ask me what makes these things pop in my head. They just do. I looked at it and went, oh, well, that would be cute like this. And it's not, I mean, it's basically going to hold our little trick-or-treaters and our fence. It's not meant to hold a lot of weight or anything on it. All right, so while that's dry in a minute, I'm going to pull the glue strings off that I just got on my tree. All right, and we're going to take some art glitter glue here. We're going to glue our tree down. Okay. So, I don't know if I want them. It glows, it dries clear, so just kind of wipe that up a little bit. There we go. All right. And now for this, like I said, I'm going to bow it a little bit, and I'm going to flatten that, so that this is kind of like so. All right, so for this, I'm going to use a little hot glue. I think that'll dry faster, hold it a little better. So I just put a little hot glue here and there. And I'm going to try to center that like so. Just trying to give things a little bit more dimension. You could have some bats flying in here. What we got so far? There's our little shelf. Like I said, that's basically just going to hold our fence. All right, so I have 2 sections of fence. I don't need all of them. one section of fence I've taken and I have bent the last 3 right here at this edge. So it's almost like a gate. See that? And I am going to glue this onto there, but it's going to be tricky because the fence itself is not very straight. So I'm going to just have to glue it a little bit at a time. And I'm not sure if I want hot glue or, okay, so I think from here to here and from, let's see, if it doesn't need the glue, then I guess it's not going to hurt anything. It'll just dry there. All right. So let's get this on there first. All right. And then this on there. Mm-hmm. Well. All right. Let me let that sit up a second. Ah, glued to my fingers. And then I'm just going to start adding dabs to figure out where it's going to touch. Okay. It's going to touch under here, like so. It's going to touch higher, like so. As long as it's touching something, I'm okay with that. And then this is going to touch right there, just like that. All right. And it's an old fence, so it doesn't need to be perfect. So we got so far. So now with the rest of the fence, we're not going to need very much because this is where our gate would close. So we're going to start here and we're going to go to that one. So we're going to snip the rest of this off right there. And I think we can just about do this here. Maybe move up a little bit for these ones and then back here. We'll see what happens here. Right to there. Yep. Just about like that. There we go. There we go. Ah, it's kind of cool looking, isn't it? I think when it's standing up, you won't see it as much as that. Yeah, I'm just wondering if I should have put, no, I think that's good. I think that's all right. I might come in there with black underneath there. Let's do that. We're going to paint black underneath between the pumpkins and this thing. We're going to paint black so it looks like dirt or ground. So it doesn't look like sky. That's what we're going to do. All right, so let me find my medium brush here. All right. What do I do with my black paint? Right here, okay. Because that is throwing me off. That whole area. There we go. Little paint here. Cover up my glue so it don't dry. All right. So now I'm going to carefully, can you see? There we go. You can see? We're going to come right in here. And that'll help cover up that glue too. And it's just going to make it look like dirt in the dark rather than sky. Okay, what do we got there? There we go. That look a little better. I think so. Maybe, I don't know if I can get down in between there like that. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I like that better. Doesn't that look better? Now it looks more even. Perfect. All right. Yeah, I like that a lot better. That did the trick. All right. So now let's see if we can get our kids on here. And then all we'll have to do is put the tie on. So here's our little kids. It looked like a spider. It was a piece of fuzz. It scared me. And I think if we get them just like that, walking in front of the fence, maybe even down a little bit further. I wonder if I should color this black too. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's color that black too. Get that all black. It'll look like just dirt. There we go. There we go. That's better. All right. So now I don't know if I want the kids walking the same height as the, turn on my light a second and see what's going on here. Yeah, that's a little better, I guess. If I want them walking like that. Yeah, I think in person, I mean, it's going to be hard for you to tell, but in person, you can actually see the difference. You can pick out the children walking. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to add some art glitter glue here and there on them. And then right kind of in their center parts here, just so wherever they hit on the fence, it'll kind of hold them in place. There we go. All right. So kind of like that. And like I said, these, what's this little glue there. There we go. And that's why I went with the gray fence, because I knew that they would really blend together if it was the black fence. So I went back in and I recut everything gray. There you go. Now you can see the children marching in front of the haunted house. I like it. I think for the materials we use, I think it's really cute. So I'm pleased. I'm pleased. So all right, here's my string. Now, after I took it out, I did take some glue and put that and glued it. Goodness sakes. So how do I want this? This has got to come in here in the back side like that. Bring it back here. And we're going to tie it in a knot again, so it doesn't fall out. And then we'll have a way to hang it up. All right, this was a fun one. I mean, and really, other than picking out what I wanted to put on it and what sizes I wanted, it really did not take long at all. I just kind of knew what I wanted. Oh, that little white got smeared there, but it looks like a shooting star, so I'm not worried about that at all. We got a shooting star in our picture. There we go. Well, yeah, I'm very pleased with that. I hope you give it a try. And first time if it doesn't work when you paint it, it's no big deal. Just go ahead and paint the whole thing over again, and it went pretty good, pretty good. Well, I hope you consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you do, make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified each time I put up a new video. I try to do at least 2 a week. Sometimes there's more. Once in a while, it's just one. But that is if I get extremely bogged down with things and I just don't have a chance. I really enjoy doing these videos, and it's a good craft outlet for me too. I like to craft, but sometimes it's like, oh, what are you doing it for? So this is fun. I like doing this. So a thumbs up is always appreciated, and I hope you do give it a try. Until the next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.